Does your life ever feel weighed down by too much, too many possessions, too many commitments, or even too many thoughts? In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the endless demands and distractions vying for our attention. We live in a society that constantly encourages us to acquire more, achieve more, and do more. Yet, instead of feeling fulfilled, we often end up stressed, disconnected, and searching for a sense of peace. What if the solution wasn't adding something new but rather letting go? What if living with less clutter, fewer distractions, and fewer unnecessary commitments could bring you more clarity, freedom, and purpose? In this video, we're going to explore how two timeless philosophies, Stoicism and Minimalism, can help us create a lighter, more meaningful life. Drawing wisdom from ancient Stoic thinkers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, paired with the modern simplicity of minimalism, we'll uncover practical steps to simplify your life and find greater fulfillment. By the end of this journey, you'll have the tools to not only declutter your surroundings but also refocus your mind and energy on what truly matters. So, if you're ready to let go of the excess and embrace a life of intention and peace, let's get started. Introduction. Stoicism and minimalism may seem like two distinct concepts, but when brought together, they form a powerful philosophy for intentional living. At its core, Stoicism teaches us to focus only on what we can control, accept life's inevitable challenges with grace, and prioritize inner peace over external circumstances. Minimalism, on the other hand, is a modern movement centered on simplifying life by removing anything that doesn't serve a meaningful purpose. When you think about it, these two philosophies are deeply connected. Stoicism guides our mindset, teaching us to value the intangible, like wisdom, virtue, and tranquility, over fleeting material things. Minimalism takes these principles and applies them to our daily lives, encouraging us to declutter not just our physical spaces but also our minds, schedules, and even relationships. In this video, we'll explore how these philosophies complement each other and how you can integrate them into your life. We'll begin by discussing the underlying problem many of us face today, the trap of overconsumption and the distractions that prevent us from focusing on what truly matters. Then we'll dive into the wisdom of Stoic thinkers and the practical applications of minimalism to help you simplify and realign your priorities. Finally, we'll uncover the profound benefits of adopting this mindset: less stress, more clarity, and a stronger sense of purpose. Whether you're new to these concepts or already exploring them, this journey promises to leave you with actionable insights and inspiration to create a life of greater meaning and intention. Let's start by understanding the problem at hand. Why so many of us feel burdened in a world that offers us so much? The problem? Overconsumption and lack of focus. We live in a time of abundance. On the surface, that sounds like a blessing: unlimited choices, constant innovation, and access to more goods and services than ever before. Yet, instead of making us happier or more fulfilled, this abundance often overwhelms us. From cluttered homes filled with things we barely use to jam-packed schedules that leave little room for rest, the pursuit of more has become a silent source of stress. Modern society encourages us to believe that happiness lies in accumulation. We are bombarded by advertisements promising that the next gadget, clothing item, or lifestyle trend will finally make us feel complete. Social media amplifies this, creating a constant loop of comparison as we measure our lives against carefully curated highlights of others. But in chasing after these external markers of success, we often lose sight of what truly matters. This obsession with more doesn't just affect our physical surroundings. It impacts our mental and emotional well-being. The clutter in our homes mirrors the clutter in our minds, distractions that pull us away from clarity and purpose. We spend energy managing possessions, worrying about finances, and chasing goals that might not even align with our core values. The result? A growing sense of dissatisfaction, even when we seem to have everything. Many of us feel stuck, overwhelmed, and disconnected, unsure of why we aren't happier despite all we've achieved or acquired. This is where Stoicism and minimalism come in. Together, they offer an antidote to the chaos by shifting the focus from external validation to internal contentment. They teach us to recognize what truly serves us and to let go of everything else. In the next section, we'll delve deeper into these philosophies, exploring the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and the practical simplicity of minimalism. Together, they provide a clear path to move beyond the clutter and distractions, helping us create a life of greater clarity, peace, and intention. The philosophy behind the solution. To understand how Stoicism and minimalism can guide us toward a lighter, more meaningful life, we need to dive into their core principles. Though separated by centuries, these philosophies are deeply aligned in their goal, helping us focus on what truly matters and letting go of everything else. The core principles of Stoicism. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy later refined by Roman thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, offers profound insights into living a peaceful and intentional life. At its heart are three essential principles. Focus on what you can control. Stoics emphasize the importance of distinguishing between what is within our control and what isn't. External circumstances, other people's opinions, unexpected events, or even material possessions, are ultimately beyond our influence. What we can control, however, is our reaction to these events. By directing energy toward our thoughts, choices, and actions, we can cultivate inner peace regardless of external chaos. Pursue inner virtue over external success. Stoicism encourages us to value traits like wisdom, courage, and kindness over fleeting achievements or possessions. True fulfillment, according to the Stoics, comes not from accumulating wealth or recognition but from living in alignment with our values. Embrace life's impermanence. By reflecting on the temporary nature of life and material things, Stoics develop a mindset of gratitude and detachment. This helps us avoid becoming overly attached to possessions or situations, making it easier to let go when necessary. The principles of minimalism. Minimalism is a contemporary movement that extends these Stoic principles into our daily lives, particularly in how we interact with the material world. Its goal is to eliminate the excess, physical, mental, and emotional, that distracts us from our priorities. Less is more. Minimalism challenges the notion that happiness comes from acquiring more. By removing non-essential items, we create space, physically and mentally, for the things that truly matter. Intentional living. At its core, minimalism is about living with intention. It's not just about owning fewer things but about ensuring that what we do own aligns with our values and serves a purpose. Decluttering beyond possessions. Minimalism also extends to commitments, relationships, and habits. By letting go of what no longer serves us in these areas, we free ourselves to focus on meaningful connections and activities. How Stoicism and minimalism complement each other. When combined, Stoicism and minimalism create a powerful framework for simplifying and enriching life. Stoicism provides the mindset, a focus on inner peace and detachment from external outcomes, while minimalism translates these ideas into practical steps for everyday living. For example, a Stoic might advise you to question whether material possessions truly bring happiness, while a minimalist would encourage you to actively remove the items that don't. Together, they guide you to focus on what adds value to your life, whether it's a deep relationship, a creative pursuit, or simply a sense of calm. In the next section, we'll take these principles and transform them into actionable steps. You'll learn how to audit your life, identify what truly matters, and start making intentional choices to embrace a simpler, more fulfilling way of living. Practical steps to simplify your life. Applying the philosophies of Stoicism and minimalism in your life doesn't require drastic changes overnight. Instead, it's about taking intentional, actionable steps to align your environment and mindset with what truly matters. Here are 4 practical steps to help you begin simplifying your life. Step 1. Audit your possessions. Take a moment to look around your home or workspace. How many items in your surroundings genuinely add value to your life? Chances are, many of them are simply taking up space both physically and mentally. Conduct an audit of your belongings, starting with one area at a time, perhaps your closet, kitchen, or digital files. For each item, ask yourself, does this serve a purpose or bring me joy? If I lost this tomorrow, would it truly impact my life? This process can feel daunting at first, but it's liberating. Decluttering isn't about deprivation, it's about creating space for what matters. Imagine opening a closet and only seeing clothes you love and wear regularly. Picture your workspace free of unnecessary distractions. Each small decision to let go builds momentum toward a lighter life. Step 2. Prioritize core values. While Stoicism emphasizes the importance of virtue and intentional living, minimalism provides a practical way to identify your priorities. Take some time to reflect on what matters most to you. What are your core values? Examples: family, creativity, health, learning, contribution. Are your daily actions aligned with these values? Write down your top 3 priorities, then assess your schedule, commitments, and even your possessions through that lens. For instance, if family is a priority, ask yourself if the way you spend your time reflects that. Aligning your actions with your values simplifies decision-making and ensures you're living intentionally. Step 3. Embrace voluntary discomfort. One of the most transformative practices in Stoicism is embracing voluntary discomfort to build resilience and gratitude. This doesn't mean you need to suffer unnecessarily, but rather that you should occasionally step outside your comfort zone to appreciate what you have. For example, skip a luxury you'd normally indulge in, such as buying coffee out, and reflect on how little you truly need to feel content. Take a cold shower to remind yourself that you can handle temporary discomfort. These small acts foster gratitude and reduce the grip of material comforts on your happiness. They also remind you of your inner strength, a key tenet of Stoic philosophy. Step 4. Design a minimalist environment. Your physical surroundings have a profound impact on your mental clarity and focus. A cluttered home or workspace often leads to a cluttered mind, making it harder to concentrate and feel at peace. To create a minimalist environment, consider these tips. Declutter one area at a time. Start with your desk or a single drawer. Gradual progress prevents overwhelm. Adopt one-in, one-out habits. For every new item you bring into your space, remove an old one. Organize intentionally. Store items you use daily in accessible spaces and put away non-essentials. A clean, intentional environment doesn't just look better. It also helps you think and live more clearly. The power of consistency. Remember, simplifying your life is a journey, not a destination. The steps you take today may feel small, but over time, they'll compound into profound changes in how you live and experience the world. In the next section, we'll discuss the benefits of embracing these practices and how they can lead to lasting fulfillment, freedom, and peace of mind. Benefits of embracing Stoicism and Minimalism. Simplifying your life through Stoicism and Minimalism brings more than just a cleaner home or a lighter schedule. It unlocks profound benefits that ripple through every aspect of your life. When you focus on what truly matters and release what doesn't, you create space for clarity, purpose, and peace of mind. 1. Reduce stress and anxiety. One of the most immediate benefits of adopting these practices is a noticeable reduction in stress. Clutter, whether physical or mental, can overwhelm us, making even simple decisions feel difficult. By decluttering your environment and prioritizing what's essential, you eliminate unnecessary distractions that drain your energy and attention. Stoicism further amplifies this by teaching you to let go of things you cannot control. Worrying about external events, opinions, or outcomes only adds to anxiety. By focusing on your responses rather than circumstances, you cultivate resilience and calm in the face of life's challenges. Imagine walking into a clean, intentional space after a long day or navigating a stressful situation with a calm, steady mindset. These are the kinds of shifts that make everyday life feel lighter and more manageable. 2. More clarity and focus. When you eliminate excess, you gain clarity, not just in your environment but in your priorities. Minimalism helps you strip away the noise so you can focus on what truly adds value to your life. This might mean dedicating more time to a meaningful project, nurturing relationships, or simply spending quiet moments in reflection. Stoicism reinforces this focus by encouraging you to live intentionally and align your actions with your core values. Together, these philosophies help you create a life that feels purposeful, not reactive. For example, consider how much mental space you'd free up by not agonizing over decisions like what to wear or what to buy. By simplifying, you conserve your energy for things that genuinely matter. 3. Financial freedom. Minimalism naturally leads to more mindful spending. When you stop seeking happiness in material possessions, you're less likely to buy things impulsively. Over time, this can result in significant financial savings. Stoicism complements this by fostering contentment with what you already have. The Stoic practice of gratitude reminds you to appreciate life's simple pleasures rather than constantly striving for more. This shift in perspective reduces financial stress and allows you to allocate resources toward experiences or causes that truly align with your values. 4. Deeper relationships. Both philosophies encourage quality over quantity, and this principle extends to relationships. Minimalism prompts you to focus on meaningful connections rather than spreading yourself thin. Whether it's spending quality time with loved ones or setting boundaries with people who drain your energy, simplifying your social life leads to stronger, healthier relationships. Stoicism adds another layer by teaching you to approach relationships with empathy and understanding. By focusing on what you can control, your own actions and reactions, you can navigate conflicts more calmly and foster deeper connections. 5. A stronger sense of purpose. Ultimately, the greatest benefit of embracing Stoicism and Minimalism is a life filled with purpose. When you're no longer weighed down by excess, you can focus on what truly fulfills you. This might mean pursuing a passion, contributing to your community, or simply savoring life's small, meaningful moments. Living with intention brings a sense of alignment that's hard to achieve when you're caught up in the chaos of overconsumption and distraction. It's not about achieving perfection but about making choices that reflect your values and priorities. The transformation. By embracing these practices, you shift from a reactive, cluttered life to one of intention and peace. You'll find yourself worrying less, focusing more, and feeling a renewed sense of freedom. In the next section, we'll address common objections to these philosophies and show you how to overcome potential barriers to simplifying your life. Addressing common objections. Adopting Stoicism and minimalism can feel like a radical shift, especially if you're used to a lifestyle filled with possessions, commitments, and external goals. It's natural to have reservations or doubts about whether these philosophies can work for you. In this section, we'll address some of the most common objections and provide practical responses to help you overcome these barriers. Objection 1. I don't have the time to simplify my life. It might seem paradoxical, but simplifying your life doesn't have to be a time-consuming process. Start small and focus on one area at a time. For example, spend 10 minutes decluttering a single drawer or clearing your email inbox. These small steps compound into significant progress over time. Remember, the time you invest in simplifying will pay dividends. A decluttered environment and a focused mind save you hours that would otherwise be spent searching for misplaced items, overthinking decisions, or managing unnecessary commitments. Stoicism also offers perspective here. Time is one of our most valuable resources. As Seneca said, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Simplifying your life is an investment in reclaiming your time for what truly matters. Objection 2. I might need these things someday. One of the biggest challenges of decluttering is the fear of letting go of something you might need in the future. However, this mindset often leads to holding on to items that only create clutter. To counter this, adopt the minimalist principle of just in case versus just in time. Instead of keeping everything just in case, focus on the likelihood of needing it. If you haven't used an item in the past year, chances are you won't need it. And if you do, it's often easy to borrow or replace it. Stoicism encourages us to detach from material possessions and trust in our ability to adapt. Letting go of excess isn't about depriving yourself. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of unnecessary items. Objection 3. What if I fail or slip back into old habits? Changing long-held habits is never easy, and there may be moments when you revert to old patterns. However, progress isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. Approach this journey with self-compassion. Recognize that setbacks are a natural part of growth, and use them as learning opportunities. Reflect on what triggered the behavior and how you can adjust moving forward. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our efforts and intentions. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Trust that every small step forward brings you closer to a simpler, more intentional life. Objection 4. This lifestyle sounds too extreme. Minimalism and Stoicism aren't about living a life of deprivation or rigid discipline. Instead, they're about creating balance and aligning your choices with your values. You don't have to give up everything you own or stop enjoying life's pleasures. The goal is to remove what doesn't add value so you can fully appreciate what does. For instance, a minimalist doesn't reject material possessions altogether. They simply prioritize quality over quantity. Similarly, a Stoic doesn't deny emotions but learns to manage them with wisdom and grace. By starting small and adapting these practices to fit your life, you'll find that they enhance rather than restrict your sense of freedom and fulfillment. Objection 5. What will others think? Fear of judgment can be a significant barrier to change, especially when it involves stepping away from societal norms. Whether it's owning fewer possessions, declining invitations, or adopting a more intentional lifestyle, you might worry about how others perceive your choices. Stoicism offers a powerful antidote to this fear. Focus on your inner values rather than external validation. As Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Your journey is yours alone, and the opinions of others shouldn't dictate your path. Minimalism reinforces this by helping you focus on what truly matters, your well-being and priorities, rather than societal expectations. Over time, you may even inspire others to question their own habits and embrace simplicity. Moving forward, overcoming these objections requires a shift in mindset, but the rewards are worth it. By addressing your doubts and reframing your perspective, you'll be better equipped to embrace a life of clarity, purpose, and peace. In the final section, we'll summarize the key takeaways and leave you with a roadmap for continuing this journey toward a simpler, more meaningful life. Conclusion and call to action. In a world that constantly pushes us toward accumulation, of things, experiences, and even social validation, it's easy to get lost in the chaos and lose sight of what truly brings us joy and fulfillment. Stoicism and minimalism offer a refreshing counterbalance, inviting us to let go of the excess and focus on what really matters. By adopting the core principles of Stoicism, focusing on what you can control, pursuing virtue over success, and embracing life's impermanence, and combining them with the practical steps of minimalism, you can create a life that's not only simpler but also more meaningful. Key takeaways. Simplification leads to clarity. Whether it's your physical space, mental clutter, or relationships, simplifying brings focus and peace of mind. Intentionality is key. Stoicism and minimalism teach us to live deliberately, aligning our actions with our values and avoiding distractions that take us off course. Less truly is more. By letting go of unnecessary possessions, commitments, and expectations, we make room for what matters most. Take action today. The journey toward a simpler, more meaningful life doesn't require radical changes overnight. Start small and implement the following steps today. Declutter one space. Choose a room or a drawer in your home and begin the process of letting go of what no longer serves you. Prioritize your values. Take a moment to reflect on what truly matters to you and align your schedule and actions accordingly. Embrace discomfort. Step outside your comfort zone in small ways, whether it's skipping an indulgence or taking a cold shower, to build resilience and gratitude. As you continue this journey, remember that the goal is progress, not perfection. Each step you take towards simplicity and intentionality will bring you closer to a life of greater peace, purpose, and freedom. You don't need to wait for a perfect moment to start. The time to simplify your life and embrace a stoic, minimalist lifestyle is now. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Stoicism and minimalism. If you're ready to dive deeper into these practices or share your own journey, I encourage you to connect with me in the comments or on social media. Together, we can continue to navigate this journey of simplicity, fulfillment, and peace.